I am Raven Colley and I will give my final judgment and investigation about the Bulgari incident. From Kikas NYPD, subject Bulgari incident, date May 12, 2022. On May 12, 2022 at about 10 in the evening in the vicinity of Kapalong College Agriculture Science and Technology, a Bulgari incident took place where an unidentified juvenile intruded into the DOTC building and attempted to take the metal plate of the kulintang. A criminology intern, Dexter B. Ocon, witnessed the said incident and immediately informed Mr. Romero Tagan, a KICAS personnel, about the incident that transpired in the said vicinity. However, the said items were recovered and kept in the custody of Mr. Peter Reso, the head of the maintenance. The security office immediately advised the maintenance personnel to cover the possible entry point where the intruder could access the DOTC building. Upon the investigation, Private Detective Juan Carlos found some unusual fingerprint mark located at the doorknob and some of the footprints located at the wall where the intruder surreptitiously entered. Some of the fingerprint samples was being taken by the alleged suspect, but to confirm the allegation, it must be proven without the use of the fingerprint identification. So, the fingerprint that found by the detective in the crime scene is a loop type. And in elimination or excluding the fingerprint that are not connected or too far from the connection of the perpetrators, so in my data analysis and in my observation of the 8 suspect, I eliminate suspect number 2 and 6 because their fingerprint was not a loop type. Their fingerprint is a whirl type. It can be shown in the first question that the suspect is of a loop type fingerprint. So the person or suspect who owned the identified fingerprint by the detective is suspect number 1. So it can be shown in this illustration that the characteristic of the fingerprint of the suspect or the perpetrator's fingerprint has a dot bifurcation, the core, who is the important part of this case study, the short range, the island, the ending range, the spore, and the bridge. So in my all observation in 8 fingerprints, so I can say that suspect number 1 is very close to the suspect fingerprint or perpetrators. In this illustration, we can see that the suspect 1 fingerprint has a dot that located in this part, the bifurcation, the core, the short range, the island, the ending range, the spore, and the bridge. All of the 8 characteristics of the suspect fingerprint or perpetrators can be shown also in the suspect number 1. So it is one of the bases that I can compare to the perpetrators and the suspect. So that is how I solved the crime scene in Bulgari case. So in expressing the appreciation of studying or of understanding the personal identification, for me personal identification is very important in finding the most common and most important part of the fingerprint. It can be shown that personal identification is one of the mediums that can be easily used by the PNP or some officials in finding some perpetrators or some criminals. So the most important in the personal identification is to find the fingerprint. So it is the best evidence or the reliable tool for presenting accurate evidence in court or in solving crimes. So that is the way on how I solved the Bulgari incident, and thank you for listening in my presentation, Your Honor.